In the United States, there are 50 total states, but not all of them are created equal, at least not when it comes to real estate buying. Today, we're gonna rank every single state from worst all the way to the best, and I guarantee you that you will be surprised by this list and what comes first. Let's talk. Welcome to Real Estate Talk. Without further ado, let's hop right in. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did these calculations to come up with what I think is the perfect list ranking every single state from worst to best when it comes to buying. What I did is I compared two main areas for every single state. I took the income average for that state, and then I compared it to the house median price for that state as well. Based on that median house price, I took today's numbers of interest rates, 30-year term, 3.5% down, which is a typical mortgage, and I ran those numbers to see what do you need to actually make in order to qualify for that type of house. I then compared it to the income average that the state actually has. From there, I just simply looked at how much of a difference percentage-wise that state is actually from actually achieving that house. Let me give you guys an example of how I did that calculation by starting with the worst state in the United States that you can buy a house in, the state of Hawaii. Where else in America can you go to find beautiful beaches, beautiful landscape, a fun time if you're a tourist, good food? Well, it's Hawaii. Probably thinking how such a beautiful state can be the worst state. Well, it's very simple, and let's run through these numbers. Per Forbes, in Hawaii, the income average is $61,420, while the median home price is $750,000. To be able to afford the average house in Hawaii, you need to make around $5,400 per month. Once we have those numbers, we plug them into a mortgage calculator, and from there, we just have the percentage. So in Hawaii, with the income that they make, they should only be able to afford about a $215,000 to $220,000 home. And that is about a 69% difference. Now that you guys know exactly how I came up with these calculations, let's go right into number 49. It's no surprise to anyone, but number 49 is California. California is known for the Golden Gate Bridge, a diverse population, pretty good food, but yet somehow it's also known for extremely high real estate prices. Coming in at number 48, the state of Montana. The state of Montana is sitting at a whopping 64% difference between how much house they can actually afford versus how expensive the home prices are. This one kind of surprised me. That median home price in Montana is $530,000. That's crazy. I did not know a lot of people were paying that much in Montana. Coming in at number 47, the state of Utah. Look, I'm sure some of y'all are gonna be like, man, I love Utah. I live here. This is a beautiful place. But unfortunately, it's a terrible place to buy real estate. With the median home price sitting at $566,000, no wonder real estate is so unaffordable. No one can afford it because their average income is $57,000. Rounding out the 5 worst states, Connecticut. Connecticut boasts a 62% difference between how much house they can actually afford and how much the house prices are. So let me know, has the first 5 surprised you? Do you live in any of these states? Comment down below and let me know. Okay, let's do a rapid fire of 3 quick ones. Numbers 45, 44, and 43 go to Idaho, Colorado, and Washington. Yes, I know you can get potatoes from Idaho, but that's all they got because home prices are too expensive. Coming in at number 42, the state where you do all the gambling, Nevada. I know we got Las Vegas and Nevada. I know you got Reno, but that's it. The home prices there are extremely expensive, and it's probably because of Las Vegas. Number 41, all the way in the Northwest, Oregon. I know it might not be as rainy as Washington, but still, it's rainy, it's cloudy, and no one really wants to live there, and the people who do live there pay so much for homes. The median home price in Oregon is $502,000, well above the national average. Rounding out the 10 worst, Massachusetts. I know me, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, but I would never want to live in Massachusetts because of the high home prices. Sitting at $601,000 for the median home price, that is an outrageous number and one of the highest in the nation. Going through these first 10, do any of them surprise you? Does any of them make sense to you? I know me, California and Hawaii makes perfect sense. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Do these 10 seem right to you? Okay, another rapid fire, numbers 39 through 35. You have Arizona, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Florida, and Rhode Island. All of them different parts of the country, but for some reason, they've all decided to have super high home prices. Why? I don't know. Maybe they only want the rich people living there. Now, coming in at number 34, to me, is the forgotten state. I forgot that this was a state. I always forget. It's so far up north, I always forget. We have none other than the state of Maine. I'm sure they got some really good seafood, some crab legs, but I always forget that this is a state. The state of Maine comes in with the median home price at $392,000, but their problem is their income. The average income is only $55,000. Coming in at number 33, New Jersey, one of the smallest states in America, but for some reason, they've also decided we're gonna have extremely high home prices. Number 32, home of country music itself, Tennessee. Tennessee has a really robust economy and it is growing really fast. And unfortunately, that means home prices are rising just as fast, but the income is not keeping up. Number 31, New Mexico, a state that has a really low population compared to the other states, and with an average income of only $54,000, I don't see why the median home price needs to be $365,000. Maybe it's because probably 60 to 70% of the population lives in one city. I don't know, but y'all tell me, why is it so expensive? Rounding out the first 20, none other than Virginia. One of the original 13 colony states here in America. I guess they decided to be a part of that super high club of having just extremely home prices with not enough income. Okay, now let's do another quick rapid fire. Numbers 29 through 26 go to Minnesota, Georgia, North Carolina, and New York. The Georgia one, I don't quite understand because typically states in the South have low income and home prices to match, but maybe it's because of Atlanta. I don't know. Now, New York, I completely understand. Very expensive. You see videos all the time of these $1 million penthouse suites. New York, get it together. Coming in at number 25, Vermont. Again, a very small state with not so high home prices. We're right around the middle of the list, so not too bad. Way to be average, Vermont. Number 24 goes to the second biggest state in the United States. Can y'all guess what that state is? No, it's not Alaska. Go do geography. It's Texas, the Lone Star State and home to some of the best barbecue in the world. Texas does have relatively decent home prices in some outlying areas, but in the major cities, it is really expensive. Number 23, home to where Mount Rushmore is, none other than South Dakota. Now, I know South Dakota doesn't have the highest average income. They're sitting right at $49,000, but their median home price is actually pretty decent at only $307,000, definitely below the national average. Number 22, the state with the absolute weirdest flag, you guessed it, Maryland. Just look at this flag. It's super weird. It's random. I know there's probably a good reason for it, but it's weird and random. At least they didn't make the top 10 worst places to buy a house, because that would be really bad. You got a bad flag and no one wants to live there? That would be tough. Rounding the next group out, at number 20, Mississippi. Mississippi. I got it. Here we go with one of those states down in the South that typically has cheap homes and they're usually a pretty good place to buy. A lot of people are moving from overcrowded cities to the South because of that. Another rapid fire, numbers 19 through 16, Alaska, Alabama, Wyoming, and Delaware. Now Delaware, I know y'all were the first state ever, but y'all were not first in this list. And Alaska, I'm sorry, it's too cold. Now here we go with the top 15 states you should be buying in. Kicking us off at number 15, Wisconsin. To all the cheeseheads, there you go. You made the top 15, you should be proud because you have a state that actually has good home prices. Coming in at number 14, we have Arkansas, or as like some of y'all like to say, Arkansas. Y'all can fight me in the comments on that one, but it's Arkansas. Number 13, we have the Cornhusker state itself, Nebraska. Part of Tornado Alley, I see why y'all have cheap home prices. Usually when you have a high risk area, home prices tend not to be that expensive. Number 12, one of its neighboring states, Kansas. I guess there really is no place like home, huh, Dorothy? With the median home price of only $282,000, I really see why she wanted to live there. Finishing off these first 5 in the top 15, we have Kentucky. I think it's called the Bluegrass State, but who listens to that music anyways? I don't. Okay, has your state made the first 40 on this list? Let me know down in the comments if your state has not shown up on this list and you're in the top 10. Okay, here we go, the top 10. I could have made a video all by itself just about the top 10, but I really wanted y'all to see all the states ranked. So here we go, Kicking us off at number 10, North Dakota. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't realize that North Dakota had a good income compared to their median home price. The median home price is $272,000 and the average income is about $55,000. Number 9, the state that is home to the best food by far. Y'all can come at me in the comments for this one. And it just so happens to be where I live, Louisiana. Home prices here are still really good. There's amazing jobs that are easily gonna qualify you for any home in this state. Y'all come see us. Number 8, the state of Missouri. This state holds that big giant arch. Y'all not getting me on top of that. I don't like heights like that. But it's also home to Kansas City, some of the best barbecue you will ever eat. Lucky number 7 goes to the state of Pennsylvania. The state of Pennsylvania has a median house price of $276,000 while boasting an impressive $58,000 of average income. Between those two, and with an established state like Pennsylvania, you're bound to be able to afford a house somewhere in the state. And before we get to the top 5, coming in at number 6, the Hoosier State, Indiana. Bob Knight out there, someone saying, that's right, we did that, and he would be right. Indiana has a really good growing economy, cheap home prices, and relatively good average income. Now for the top 5. This is the cream of the crop and the best states in America you should want to buy. Number 5, the state of Oklahoma. Oklahoma has one of the lowest median home prices in the nation at $235,000. For those of you in California, New York, and some of those other places that have just crazy median home prices, wouldn't it be nice to only have to pay $235,000? Coming in at number 4, the state of Michigan. With it bordering Niagara Falls, having the Great Lakes, it's no wonder people want to live up there despite the cold weather. There's a lot to do, it's pretty, great scenery, great landscape, but more importantly, home prices are good. In Michigan, home prices are about $253,000, while the average income is $58,000, making it number 4. 3 states left, and at number 3, the state of Iowa. This one surprised me. Usually when you're thinking of states that you want to move to, Iowa does not come up, but it should. And here's why. Iowa has an insanely low median home price at $229,000. And with an income of just over $53,000, this is definitely a place you and most people can afford to live in. Now for the battle of the top 2. We only have 2 states remaining. Can you tell me what they are? The last 2 states are Illinois and Ohio. And who is gonna win this battle? Let's go through the numbers. Illinois boasts an impressive $63,000 of average income versus Ohio's $56,000. So does Illinois win? Well, not yet. Let's look at the prices of homes. In Ohio, the median home price is $235,000, while in Illinois, it's $272,000. So does Ohio win? Well, coming in at number 2, the state that almost made it, the state of Illinois, which means the number 1 state in all of America to buy in happens to be the state of Ohio. Yes, the state of Ohio has made it number 1. For all the Cavalier fans out there, this is your second time that you can shine outside of 2016, which was very lucky, by the way. Let's hear the comments for that one. Ohio has the best percentage, coming in at only a 16% difference. That is insanely low. That means on average, only 16% of the population of Ohio cannot afford the average home price. Let me know what y'all thought about this list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you change anything? Let me know down in the comments what you would change. And if you need any help at all with buying your first home, your second home, your 10th home, go ahead and click right here.